sweet, unbroken lines, hitting that rhythm, wordplay refined. Anybody in here blessed? Anybody in here blessed? Battling 1 year, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? Wake up early, the dawn's light shimmers. Spiritual breakfast, soul food dinners. Isaiah's vision, Ezekiel's figures. Walk through the fire, no one limbers. Kings and judges, prophets profound. Plowing the word, no mythical ground. Verse after verse, wisdom's bound. Heavenly soundtrack, soul serving sound. Anybody in here blessed? Anybody in here blessed? Battling 1 year, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? No shortcuts, all divine routes. Listen to the whispers, no room for doubt. Parables drop stronger than gold faucets. Souls hydrated from divine prophets. Study the book, change perspectives. Carefully crafted, not too subjective. A year to reflect, learning perfect. Patterns of grace that time can't deflect. Old Testament drops deep and so real. Kings and warriors, covenant seals. Split that Red Sea, divine reveal. Commandments written, not made of steel. Bethlehem birth to cross on the hill. Unfolding the never blessings, pastor with skill. Scripture flip, every verse fulfilled.
Through the word, every verse, every chapter, nothing unheard. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Yo, online sermons, holy vibes delivered. Spreading light, got the sinners reconsidered. Psalm to psalm, man's like a holy DJ. Flipping through scripture, repping the Yahweh. Your emotes in the chat, praising the message. Flat cap on point, teaching eternal lessons. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick. Virtual congregation, united in devotion. 1 year strong, a spiritual promotion. He's a life coach with divine instructions. Streaming holiness, no room for interruption. Flat cap changed the game, new pastoral fame. Virtual shepherd, he's embracing the mainframe. In the comments, affirmatives and amens. With each Goliath tackled, faith extend. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Yo, online sermons, holy vibes delivered. Spreading light, got the sinners reconsidered. Psalm to psalm, man's like a holy DJ. Flipping through scripture, repping the Yahweh. Your emotes in the chat, praising the message. Flat cap on point, teaching eternal lessons. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick. Virtual congregation, united in devotion. 1 year strong, a spiritual promotion. He's a life coach with divine instructions. Streaming holiness, no room for interruption. Flat cap changed the game, new pastoral fame. Virtual shepherd, he's embracing the mainframe. In the comments, affirmatives and amens. With each Goliath tackled, faith extend. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. 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 Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a...
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Good to see you. Good to have you. Glad you are here. Okay, realizing I need to switch this. I am still listening over another streamer instead of listening to my stream, so I can't hear if I'm actually got sound. Let's get that fixed. Oh, that's not. It's not as loud as I would like that. Let's see if we can play with that. Let's see if we can play with that. Let me change it to there. Is that level a little bit better? Can I? I think that's a little bit better. Let me try. I'm just trying to look at my levels, and if I switch, can it change? Does it? Do I notice it? Does it go higher? Does it fix? Does it fix that? Does that go better there? I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Actually, I think I like that one. I think that's the best one right there. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. So that'll work. All right, I've got some other stuff up on my screen. Let me cancel all of that out. Let me get that off there. Hey, Hobo Bob! Supersonic Mocking... Or sorry. Supersonic Saved by Grace. I gotta get the name right. Yep. Supersonic Saved by Grace. Catch him. Okay. Think we're good to go. Galaxy, thank you for the lurk, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate that so much. Appreciate that so much. If you've been around here, you know that I will state things, and then it takes me months upon months of continuous statement of things that I desire to do before they happen on stream. The reason for that, and I was just bemoaning this to my wife, is IRL keeps getting in the way of digital. Like, my digital list of things to do continuously gets longer, and I add to the list, like, you know, getting new emotes, getting new commands, getting new... It's not procrastination. It's not procrastination. I'm not putting it off. It is other things get in the way of it. Here, I'll zoom out and show you a little bit of... let me find it. Pull my cam control up here. So let me zoom out. Yeah, so, you know, here's what you can't see. This is stuff that I was cleaning out of the other room, decided I'm going to put underneath the fish tank in the back here and do that. Oh, you can see over here. Hey, you can see the guppies if I zoom out. Actually, this isn't a bad look. This isn't a bad look, but I'll have to, you know, and then I need to put up some foam in the back corner here for sound. But, yeah, IRL things have a tendency to be higher on the to-do list than digital things. So I'm not procrastinating. I'm not putting them off. I just run out of time and don't get them done. How many caps do you have? I have not counted recently, but at last count, I was below 50. I have not hit the big 5-0 on the hats. Maybe if I get any for Christmas, which I'm not anticipating. I got this one last year for Christmas. I got 3 lists, so that's what I did last year. I wanted this hat. There was another purple hat back here that there it is. I think it's right there, the purple one. Sometimes the color variance and the shading throws it off. Anyway, in there is a purple one that I wanted to. Oh, redeem a tip of the cap. Tip of the cap to you, Bob. Tip of the cap, Bob. And I think I got the green one. Was that it? Was that when I got the green one? Anyway, I got 3 hats last year that I wanted. They had a deal. I bought the hats. I had my wife wrap them up. The kids randomly selected one, and they gave it to me. So each of my kids got me a hat last year at my expense, which was all good. I have got no hats in the last year. Not that I need any. But now I am in the let's be selective. I do not have this. These are the hats I want, okay? So either the yellow right here, or the yellow up there, or the yellow over here. And no. I mean, there is a yellow and blue plaid hat that I like, but not as much as I want a solid yellow, because yellow was my first hat, and I want a yellow hat again. I mean, just bright, obnoxious yellow. I would also like an orange hat. I think that would be fun. Now, it can be a nice orange, a burnt orange. That'd be okay. A Texas orange, I think that's the burnt orange. It could be a Tennessee orange. That would be okay. Or it could be a hunter safety orange. Okay, so those are two solid colors I'd like. Oh, actually, red. I would like a red one to replace the red one I have, because I don't like wearing the red one I have. It was a costume hat. It's cheap. So those are the main ones that I'm like, ooh, if I find that, I might splurge and get one. But right now I'm not buying anything. Not buying a thing right now. So anyway, I don't know exactly how many hats I have. I know it's less than 50. That's about all I can say. Looking at my cams. Wywis is right up front and center again. Let me just go to Wywis here. Oh, he's going to move off cam. Of course, when I say that, he moves off cam, so then I'm not going to bother to show you. He's slithering away from the camera. Okay. Well, sorry, I'm a little bit late, a little bit distracted because I was hanging out in another streamer. I got up at like 5 a.m. this morning, so I've been up for 3 hours, and I was hanging in another streamer's chat, hanging out there, enjoying conversation. We raided out over to Ukulele for Worship, where I mod, and I was hanging out there, and just, you know, didn't get over here, didn't get settled, so I'm a little bit out of sorts. Oh, why was you going to come back into cam view?
MDB_Taco just followed.
Oh, MDB Taco Monkey. Taco Monkey, that sounds fun. It's 8 a.m. I went to bed. Not at all tonight. Yes, it's 8 a.m. Yeah, so supersonic. Yes, if you have been up all night, which Assassinator Steph, who I was watching, just finished a 9-hour stream. So, yeah, that's a thing that people do. Boy, if I were a young man, maybe I'd be inclined to do an all-night stream. I have no intentions of doing an all-night stream. I want to say 6 hours is the max stream I've ever done. 6 hours is the max. I'm pretty good with a 3-4 hour. I fade after that. I feel like I fade. Now, it's not that, you know, it couldn't be good, exciting, fun stuff, and I might want to hang out a little longer, but I tend to fade a little bit after that. And that hasn't been a Bible stream that's that long. It was Bible in the morning and then gaming after that. So could you do an 8, a 10, or a 12 hour? I don't know. I've never set out to do that. Maybe I will next year. Maybe I will try that. Oh, well, by the way, if you haven't, let me just throw my other channel in there. This is the thing I'm working towards, and it'll be happening next year for sure. Maybe it'll start happening in December. So, my other channel, which I put up here, I'll just show you all of my ponds. Well, the pond is down for the winter. And so the upper left is the pond cam, and it's now on the aquarium in the corner behind me, which is Squidward's domain. Behind me in the guppies is the chum bucket, and then Wywis in the lower right is blocking. Yes, I'm talking to you about you, Wywis. My albino placosmus. And he's rearranged furniture again. The fern is now in the middle, blocking SpongeBob's house that he knocked over. And then the upper right is the cam on Lake Superior. So we're not going to get a lot of sunrise and sunsets for another 6 months, but we will be able to see weather cam. And so the snow was out yesterday and will be out throughout the week. So, but anyway, what I was going to say is I'm going to start doing on my other channel co-working streams, collab streams, and then the fish will be up there. I've got music that's playing. I'll have the sound down, and then we'll take a break every so often, talk about what we're doing. So I'm going to do some collab streams, and I might get a VTuber for that channel. So, pop dear head. Good morning, Flat Cap and Chat. Dreary and rainy here. Thank God for the liquid blessings. Absolutely, friend. Absolutely. Thank God for his fantastic blessings. You know what that is? You know why? I was just thinking about this. Why is it that I have been out of sorts this month and now thinking about Thanksgiving and thinking about I should put in there, yeah, why was this getting big? Yes, he is. You can see him. Let me go back. You can see him right here behind me. He is larger, and the koi are a little scared, a little intimidation because of his size there. And I don't know if they know he's another kind of fish or they just think he's the big boy in the pond, and they're going to stay away from him. But I was thinking, so I've been at conferences the last 2 weeks and going, oh, I have so much to be thankful for. Why didn't I create a redeem for I'm thankful and post a Thanksgiving in the stream? And, oh, you know what? I don't know when my daughter is coming over on Wednesday, but I'm going to be making some pies, it sounds like, with my daughter. I just froze there. Let me know if I'm having issues further. I'm seeing I'm not frozen now, but you let me know how bad that is. Let me see. Does it show I'm dropped any bits or any rates there? Let me change what I'm showing. Stream health. No, it's not showing I dropped anything, so I'm not sure what the pause is there. Audio's fine, thanks. That's what I get concerned about most is audio. The freezing hopefully fixes itself. If not, you're stuck looking at this mug. But anyway, so Wednesday, I don't normally stream on Wednesday. However, I might do a cooking stream on Wednesday, okay? If we're doing pies in the kitchen, I'll ask my daughter. She'll probably be fine with it. We might stream making pies, daddy-daughter making some pies in the kitchen. We'll have to decide. I'll let her decide that. So you just have to watch the Discord. If I end up doing that, it will be somewhat chaotic, but it will be all good fun. And so that might happen. Thursday, I will do either the regular Bible stream or I will be doing Thanksgiving prep. Haven't decided that yet. At this point, I don't know if I'm making a turkey as I normally do. I have some turkey left over, and I'm thinking I'm going to go in a different direction than traditional Thanksgiving. And I'm not a ham guy. Like, to me, ham is the worst cut of pork there is. When I can have baby back ribs, when I can have pork butt, when I can have bacon, why would I settle for ham? I mean, that's my thought. Like, when I could have pork loin, why would I settle for ham? That's my opinion. That's my bias. I know ham is the bigger thing, but I like all the other cuts of pork way, way, way better. Ham is the very last one on the list of pork that I eat. So anyway, I'm last minute this year, and it's all because of everything else going on, which we talked about a little bit with Nerd Culture Ministry Summit, which was amazing, and then Exponential, which is church planning conference. I got so many things going on. By the way, you know what I should do? I should just show you. I have now completely filled my mug. So this is the first one that I started in January, and put some of my stuff from Nerd Culture Ministry Summit last year on the mug. That mug's full. And now, as of Nerd Culture Ministry Summit this year, I guess I could slip something in right there. This one's getting worn out. Might have to replace that. This one's getting worn out. And this one replaced another one that was worn out. So both my mugs are full. I need to get a new mug for next year to start putting new stickers on. My laptop is mostly full. I've got now a PC that I need to start putting stuff on, and I got stuff all over my suitcases. So, I've become the sticker merch guy and the t-shirt merch guy. That's my own merch there. Bless my community. I'm picky, ham, but bacon, pork, no thanks. Yes, that's okay. Yeah, I don't care what you eat. I got no preference of what you should eat. You should eat what you like. Okay. So, all of that is intro. Anybody watching the VODs, I apologize that I've been live for 20 minutes and we have not yet got to the Bible. Yes, Thanksgiving turkey. Well, turkey was always my favorite as a kid. It's always been my favorite. I have done just about every kind of turkey you can do in making. When I lived in Texas, it was deep fried turkey every Thanksgiving, and we did a second one so that we had leftovers. And then since I've moved where I live now in Michigan, I've done smoked turkey a couple times. I love a smoked turkey. Oh, that's so good. Last year when I did Thanksgiving stream, I did the more traditional turkey in the oven. And while I was fixing and doing everything else, I forgot to put the turkey in the oven for 45 minutes. So Thanksgiving dinner was late because I streamed making all of the Thanksgiving prep. Ham for Christmas. Yeah, that's more likely. And some people will do ham for Thanksgiving because they don't like turkey. But I've also done brisket before for Thanksgiving, and I was actually thinking of maybe doing a beef for Thanksgiving this year. My son-in-law asked for kielbasa, and so we might do that. We might just do rando, pick some meats and eat. But we'll have potatoes, we'll have stuffing, we'll have pie, we'll have green bean casserole. That's the thing. Oh, you know what? I didn't get cranberries. Ooh, just thinking of things I need to get today. Need to go get some cranberries, and I'm going to need to look at the list my daughter gave me for shopping. So, okay. Where are my mods here to track all these rabbit trails? I guess if you haven't started, it's not a rabbit trail yet, is it? Deli turkey meat sliced a bit thicker, stuffing filled, covered with gravy, bake. Oh, yeah, that sounds good. I've never been a thin sliced meat. When you get your deli meat, I want it thick sliced. One of the things I love is a good thick slice of turkey on a sandwich. Oh, so good. Would you rather stuffing or mashed potatoes and ham? Never mind, ham. Yeah. I'll go with stuffing and mashed potatoes. That's what. Yes, and gravy. Yes, all of it. All of that. I don't skimp on either. I also make my own stuffing. I've got the breadcrumbs that I save, and I make my own stuffing. I did buy some cornbread stuffing as well, and then I like to add my own sage and other seasonings to the stuffing, but I don't bake it in the bird. That I don't do. The thing is I usually do not do stuffing or dressing, as it may be called, the rest of the year. So I will do potatoes the rest of the year. So if I only am choosing one, it's going to be stuffing, because that's really the only time of year I get it. And if you want to do a traditional stuffing, you need some celery, and in my family, we might put clams in there too. My wife isn't going to go for that, so I don't bother with it. But I do remember having clams in my stuffing. And then maybe, some of the other turkey parts, the giblets and gizzard and whatever else comes in the bag. You throw those in your stuffing too. Okay. I am happy to keep having a conversation about food and Thanksgiving, but we're here to do some Bible. So, I do have a hard out at 10 today, so we won't be going later today. So, let's get into Ezekiel. So, Ezekiel had a wild vision, I'll call it, but we don't want to necessarily just interpret it literally. He is describing symbolism is what he's doing. And so if we just look at it literally, with wheels and wheels and wings and faces and eyes everywhere, we miss that it's symbolic. Eyes everywhere is there is no place that can't see. Wheels in all four directions. Oh, can go anywhere. Wings upon wings. They serve purposes of things. Four faces. Oh, so all kinds of four different things that are symbolically strong from the four different realms of kingdom. So man from the earthly kingdom, a lion from the beasts of the field, the ox from those domesticated things, and the eagle from the things that fly in the air. So you can see how, and then nothing from water because water is chaos. You can see how there's symbolism in there. 4 equals strong. Well, 4 would equal the 4 coordinates. So 4 wheels in 4 directions would symbolize the 4 different realms of north, south, east, and west. But then the 4 faces are 4 different realms of strong beings from those 4 different factors of men, of creatures on the ground, of the wild beast, of the domesticated, the ox, and then of the air would be the eagle. Now, when you have symbolism, you don't always have to match precisely, and that 4 repetition of 4 might have more meanings in it as well. Does 4 equal strong? I don't know. I don't know that one. It could be. I'm not certain on all symbolism all over the place. I think I just heard 12 the other day represented in a new way I hadn't been informed of, and I don't remember what it was. But have you ever hunted the turkey or just bought from the store? I have wanted to go turkey hunting. It is on my to-do list. I would love to go turkey hunting. I have had turkey. Well, I will have turkeys in my yard. I often like to post the turkeys in my yard on Thanksgiving Day. I can't hunt in my yard. I don't have enough property to hunt in my yard, so the turkeys take advantage of that. They take advantage of me and come and eat my seeds and bugs and other stuff in my yard. Okay, so Ezekiel has a vision. He's by and I think part of what that vision is supposed to tell us is the presence of God has come down to him by the river in exile. It tells us he is in exile. The presence of God has left the temple. The temple has been sieged, not necessarily destroyed yet, but it has been sieged, and there is the talk, as we read through Kings and Chronicles, that the presence of God has left the temple as exile has happened, and Ezekiel is in exile. Now, the total collapse of Jerusalem hasn't happened because Zedekiah is still king, and it mentioned that it was happening during that. And then Ezekiel is doing theater, we sometimes called guerrilla theater, because you're acting out things for people to know. So he's laying on his side for 390 days and flipping over to his other side for 40 days. He's done other things. He is living out theater for people to see the message of God. And oh yeah, he had his tongue bound up so he couldn't talk, he couldn't speak, and when he speaks, or when his tongue is loosed, he's supposed to speak, and when his tongue is tied, he's not supposed to. And so that's where we've been in Ezekiel. Welcome in, I'm watching you people. Oh, Russian tea cakes! Woohoo! I feel like I win the lottery whenever I get those. Those have got to be my fave. They've got to be my fave. The Russian tea cakes. Oh, they're so good. I don't think you had those on your list. I think I probably added those if they weren't on your list. Or the Keefly and the Kalachki. Those were like my great aunt. What she did for Christmas was bake, and you got a cookie tin for your family. Each family got a cookie tin. And there would be 2 Keefleys, and there would be 2 Kolachkis in there. And there would be a whole bunch of other stuff in there. We fought over those. Yeah, Keefley. I get confused which one is the Keefley and which one's the Kolachki. So they are both like rolled, long. So one of them is shaped like a crescent, and it has like nuts that is the filling in it. And the other one is folded up like a bassinet is the best way to describe it, that should have jelly in it. I can't remember which is the Keefley and which one's the Kolachki. So if you know Kolachki, it's the other one. What do you mean Keefley? It's the name of a cookie. Those are both cookie names. Keefley and Kolachki. Eastern European cookies. Eurasia cookies. So, traditional things that my family made for cookies, and we would fight over. And you would make sure you got to the cookie. Look, I would often, okay, I don't know if my brothers and sisters are watching. There's no way they're watching me. I would volunteer to take the cookie tin to the car when we got it for Christmas so that nobody would snitch any. And while taking it to the car, I would sneak one. And then when we would open it up and there'd only be one instead of the traditional 2, we would just go, oh, no, oh, you must have miscounted this year. Must have been short. We got the short tin. Oh, and if you didn't return your cookie tin, you didn't get cookies next year. So, okay, I've said this 4 times now. I mean it. We're going to get into Ezekiel. Okay. And you, son of man. So this is the title that is given to Ezekiel when God is referring to Ezekiel. And so this is also a common phrase that, flat cap confessions. Yeah, I'm confessing here to all of you. Nobody's watching this in my family going to find out that I snookered some cookies back in the day. Okay. You, son of man, take a brick and set it up in front of you at the city of Jerusalem. Oh, we did the siege to it. Did I? Oh, we're supposed to be in 5. Okay. Yes, so he did this siege thing too, where he set up a siege and all of that, and then he lived it out so everybody could see it. So we did that. Okay. As for you, son of man. So what it's hard to know sometimes is every time we see the reference of son of man, should we think this is a new time that God is engaging in conversation, or is this an ongoing conversation that now God is addressing son of man again? I don't think it matters. I don't think we're supposed to think of this necessarily as linear, okay? I think it's snapshots. I think that's the way I like to think of it. Snapshots of interactions between Ezekiel and God, whether they are all at once or whether they're all compiled to look like they're all at once, I don't think it matters. It's an ongoing thing where Ezekiel is revealing to the people who God is, and that while they're in exile, they still have a chance. They still have a chance to repent and turn and find their way back to God. Okay, as for you, son of man, take a sharp sword and use it as a barber's razor. Shave off some of the hair from your head and your beard. Then take scales and divide the hair you cut off. Burn 1/3 of it in the fire inside the city when the days of siege are completed. Take 1/3 and slash it with the sword all around the city. Scatter 1/3 to the wind, and I will unleash the sword behind them. But take a few strands of hair. So you 1/3, and then a few strands. So, like, if you want to go 30%, 30%, 30%, and what are you left with? 10%? Okay, maybe 33%, 33%, 33%, and 1%. That probably is better. But take a few strands of hair from those and tie them in the ends of your garment. Again, take more of them and throw them in the fire and burn them up. From there a fire will spread to all the house of Israel. So again, he's doing a theater production of what God is going to do. So this word, just like the word in the last chapter, is supposed to be lived out in front of the people in exile. Someone in exile is going to send a message and relay a message back to Jerusalem, because this is what's going to happen in Jerusalem. And or when the message of what happens in Jerusalem comes to them in exile and they go, ooh, that's just like Ezekiel did when he did the theater stuff. There was a third of them that were cut off, and a third with fire, and a third that were scattered, and a third that died by the sword, and then there were some remnant. Oh, it's just like Ezekiel's theater. So either and or both, you live this out, and then God fulfills it. Okay, not that I want to be any of the prophets ever, but Ezekiel just sounds like fun to me. Like, build a siege ramp and build a model and then just play with it and show all of this. Build some fire and scatter some hair and it's at least some fun stuff to do. Other than the laying on your side for 390 days. I got a big God, I'm not sure you want to do that. I think that's wrong. I made a pushed back on the how long I'd have to lay on my side versus, I don't want to cook my food over excrement. I guess I probably would have done that too, but, Okay. This is what the sovereign Lord says. This is Jerusalem. I place her in the center of the nations with countries all around her. Then she defied my regulations and my statutes, becoming more wicked than the nations and the countries around her. Indeed, they have rejected my regulations, and they do not follow my statutes. The first raw diet. There you go. I think I'm going to eat all of my food uncooked rather than cook it over excrement. That sounds like a plan I'm watching. I'm going to just do no-bake cookies from now on. You know what? We should add no-bake cookies to the list. Just some raw cookie dough being passed around. Some people like that. Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says. Because you are more arrogant than the nations around you, you have not followed my statutes and have not carried out my regulations. You did not even carry out the regulations of the nations around you. So you're supposed to be an example, and you're worse than the other people. Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says. Even I am against you. So I am your God, and you've been so awful and disdainful. I'm against you. You're supposed to be my nation of priests. I'm against you. And I will execute judgment among you while the nations watch. This is going to all be on display. Everyone gets to see you done messed up, Aaron. I will do to you what I have never done before, and I will never do again because of all your abominable abominable practices. Okay, what do we have there in the text? Abominable idols. See, snowmen could have been it. So they're going with practices above idols because it's really the whole package of everything. It's not about the idol. It's about what you're doing in worshiping and honoring the idols. Therefore, fathers will eat their sons within you, Jerusalem, and sons will eat their fathers. I will execute judgment on you, and I will scatter any survivors to the wind. Okay, this does not have to be literal. If I'm turning against you and we are warring with one another, we refer to that as dog eat dog, right? It is how we treat one another. So whether this is during the siege and people to survive are eating the dead, that's one thing that could fulfill this. Or it's just turning against one another. It is rivalry upon rivalry where even within families there is no safety. There is no trust. It could be that. And you're going to be scattered to the winds. Therefore, As surely as I live, says the sovereign Lord, because you defiled my sanctuary with your detestable idols and with your abominable practices, I will withdraw. My eye will not pity you, nor will I spare you. A third of your people will die of plague or be overcome with famine within you. So plague or famine, and a third will fall by the sword surrounding you, and a third will be scattered to the wind. So the first third is a either or, plague or famine. And then a third being killed by the sword, and a third going to the wind. I will unleash a sword behind you, then my anger will be fully vented. I will execute my rage on them, and I will be appeased. Then they will know that I, the Lord, have spoken in my jealousy, when I have fully vented my rage against them. Okay, what do we have for jealousy? The Hebrew noun jealousy is used in the human realm to describe suspicion of adultery in a couple of places. Since Israel's relationship with God was often compared to a marriage, this term is appropriate here. Excuse me. Okay, so jealousy in reality is about your non-loyal allegiance to God and then being aroused by the lack of it. I will make you desolate and an object of scorn among the nations around you, in the sight of everyone who passes by. You will be an object of scorn and taunting, a prime example of destruction among the nations around you, when I execute judgments against you in anger and raging fury. I, the Lord, have spoken. Can also be translated zeal in some translations. Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely, Wade. Absolutely. I love that. One of the things that's fun with Hebrew is sometimes you can have like opposites coming out of the same word imagery and word picture. So I am so zealous for you that anything like zeal is like energetic enthusiasm. Like, I have zeal for this. It's where we get the term a zealot, someone who is enthusiastic, willing to sacrifice their life on behalf of. So I am that for you. I have zeal for you. But then, if you are not loyal to me, I am jealous because of my zeal for you that you do not have the same zeal for me. So I love those kinds of things that like split in variant directions out of the same root meaning. I think those are fascinating. I will shoot against them deadly, destructive arrows of famine, which will shoot to destroy you. Okay, so again, we've got to assume by the language itself that this is figurative. Famine isn't an arrow. You can't get struck by an arrow and go, oh no, I lost my food. The arrow hit me. The arrow isn't being shot out in the cornfield, out in the wheat field, in the barley field. I mean, with the exception of flaming arrows that might be shot and burning up the crops, you don't shoot crops with arrows. I will prolong famine on you. And famine, again, remember, is a sign of spiritual judgment. Famine is a spiritual judgment in biblical thinking. I will send famine and wild beast against you, and they will take your children from you. Plague and bloodshed will overwhelm you, and I will bring a sword against you. I, the Lord, have spoken. Okay, so it is saying, I will bring these things against you. But when we watch and see what happens, and in some sense, we also have different language that can describe it, where God has taken his hand of protection off of them, and the nations around are doing these things. So you can describe it as it is the instrument of God's judgment. It is executed by the nation surrounding. It is the act of God. It is the act of someone else. God does not act to protect when these things happen. Therefore, he does them in one sense. The other people are fully conscious of what they are doing, and they get judged for their actions for doing it later on. Okay. The Lord's message came to me. So again, this might be a new message, a new time, a different, distinct time. Son of man, turn towards the mountains of Israel and prophesy against them. So now he's prophesying against the mountains, not the people. Where would the mountains be? The mountains would be the dwelling places of the gods. So is this going to be a reference to the true God of Israel or the false gods they're worshiping in the high places? Or maybe it's something else. Say, mountains of Israel, hear the word of the sovereign Lord. This is what the sovereign Lord says to the mountains and the hills, to the ravines and the valleys. So this could just be the land language because it's everything now encompassing. I am bringing a sword against you, and I will destroy your high places. Oh, it's the high places. Told you, had that feeling. Your altars will be ruined, and your incense altars will be broken. I will throw down your slain in front of your idols. I will place the corpses of the people of Israel in front of your idols. I will scatter your bones around your altars. So the bones would, you've been dead a while if it's the bones. In all your dwellings, the cities will be laid waste, and the high places ruined. So your altars will be laid waste and ruined. Your idols will be scattered and demolished. Your incense altars will be broken down, and your works wiped out. Ooh, your works, your way of life, the way you do things, it's gonna be gone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. The slain will fall among you, and you will know that I am the Lord. But I will spare some. Some will escape the sword when they are scattered in foreign lands. Then your survivors will remember me among the nations where they are exiled. They will realize how I was crushed by their unfaithful heart and turned from me, and by their eyes that lusted after idols. Okay, I love this. I know you're saying it's depressing, but remnant. And then watch this. They will realize how I was crushed by their unfaithful hearts that turned away from me. Okay, I got to go look up the unfaithful there. What's the footnote here? How I was broken by their adulterous hearts. Okay. So, when there's a remnant, instead of the self-centered, selfish thinking that's going to say, how could God dare treat us this way? He chose us and we deserved better treatment. It's going to say, oh my goodness, look how we treated God. Look how we treated the one who brought us up out of slavery. He rescued us. He made not my people into a people, and we treated him so badly. Not only did we run after the other nations, we did things worse than them. BRB, thank you. This is the beauty here. I mean, so good. So good, excuse me. They will loathe themselves because the evil they have done and because of all their abominable practices. They will know that I am the Lord. My threats to bring this catastrophe on them were not empty. So, what the people kept thinking is, we have the temple. God can't come against us. His temple is here. It is faulty thinking to think that you are owed anything by God when you are not loyal to God. It would be like this, okay? This is how the people treat God. I have a wedding ring that has my wife's promises that she will never leave me nor forsake me. Therefore, I can go and cheat on her with anyone I want, as much as I want, as often as I want, spend all of our income, however wastefully I want, on wine, women, and luxury, food and pleasure, hats galore, and fishies. And my wife will just say, well, I made a vow, I'm stuck with you, and I'll have to love you. No! No! If someone does that to you, you have every right to cut ties with them. The vow was made in good faith. The vow was not broken by you. The vow was left and abandoned by the other person. That's what we have here. People thinking God's vow binds him and he can do nothing but uphold his end, despite we can do whatever we want because he's got a vow. You missed the other half of it. You vowed to be his God. You vowed to be a priestly nation so that the nations would come to God. And you did that. You violated that. You've run the opposite way. I need to get my Clippy thing fixed. I keep going to push my button on my Stream Deck. Add that to the list of digital to-dos. All right. This is what the sovereign Lord says. Clap your hands, stomp your feet, and say, ah! Because of all the evil, abominable practices of the house of Israel, for they will fall by the sword, famine, and pestilence. The one far away will die by pestilence, the one close by will fall by the sword, and whoever is left and has escaped will die by famine. I will fully vent my rage against them. Then you will know that I am the Lord when their dead lie among their idols, around their altars and on their high hills, and on all the mountaintops, under every green tree and every leafy oak, the places where they have offered fragrant incense to all the idols. I will stretch out my hand against them. Hand that's stretched out as the hand that has power can take action, and make the land a desolate waste from the wilderness of Riblah and all the places where they live. Then they will know that I am the Lord. Okay, Riblah. What is Riblah again? Riblah, a city in the north of Damascus, a city otherwise known. Okay. I want to remember what happened in Riblah. Riblah was the land of Hamath, which represented the northern border of Israel. Okay. Sometimes when you get a city reference, it has meaning in there. I want to go look up Riblah. What does Riblah mean? So we're easy 6. Ba-da-bum. Ah, so here it's Diblath, not Riblath. Variant.
Strong's H, 1689. Divla. Divla.
Okay, so this is the only place it shows up in this format, and it's place of the fig cakes. Okay, what was the other one? It was showing up here. 2 Kings 23:33. Okay, let's look that up. 2 Kings 20:23. Because there might be a word play between Riblah and Diblah. That's what I'm wondering here. Riblah,
Strong's
fertility.
H, 7247. Rivla.
Riblah.
Rivla.
Okay, what happens at Riblah? The border shall be the descendant. Oh, that's just saying the border. Put it in bands in the land of Babylon to Riblah. Oh, the king of Babylon smote them at Riblah. Okay, that might be a thought of what's going on. So Judah was carried away out of their land. So if this is one of the places of where Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, comes to Riblah, and that is where they're being hauled away from, this reference here, desolate waste to the land of Riblah. Maybe this is prior to that actually happening in 2 Kings there. And so that is why. How many chapters are in Jeremiah? Because we got a bunch in Jeremiah 52 here at the end. Zedekiah before the king of Babylon slew the sons of Zedekiah before his eyes. Oh yeah, yeah. So so this is definitely then. So at Diblah or Riblah, referring to the same place, this is where the remnant is going to hand. This is where the king is going to stretch his hands out. This is where the king of Israel is slain, or his family is. Woo! Yeah, brought before the king of Babylon to Riblah. So the sons of Zedekiah are killed there. So Ezekiel is predicting and foreshadowing that destruction is going to take place in this place, and that's where the king of Judah ends up seeing his family destroyed. Woo! Pay attention, everybody. The Lord's message came to me. You, son of man, this is what the sovereign Lord says to the land of Israel. An end. The end is coming from the four corners of the land. Okay, so four corners. It doesn't mean that the land is square. Okay, it's compass signification. From the north, the south, the east, and west. From every direction. The end is now upon you, and I will release my anger against you. I will judge you according to your behavior. I will hold you accountable for all your abominable practices. My eye will not pity you. I will not spare you, for I will hold you responsible for your behavior, and you will suffer the consequences of your abominable practices. Then you will know that I am the Lord. This is what the sovereign Lord says. A disaster of, one-of-a-kind disaster is coming. An end comes, the end comes. It has awakened against you. Look, it is coming. Doom is coming upon you who live in the land. The time is coming, the day is near. There are sounds of tumult, not shouts of joy on the mountains. Soon now I will pour out my rage on you. I will fully vent my anger against you. I will judge you according to your behavior. I will hold you accountable for all your abominable practices. My eye will not pity you. I will not spare you. For your behavior I will hold you accountable, and you will suffer the consequences of your abominable practices. Then you will know that it is I, the Lord, who is striking you. So, the nature in which these are going to happen is going to be so severe that you're going to know it's not accidental, it is deliberate, it is not of man, it is God who has come against you with judgment. Look, the day, look, it is coming. Doom has gone out. The staff has budded. Pride has blossomed. Violence has grown into a staff that supports wickedness. Ooh. Did you get that? Violence has grown into a staff that supports wickedness. I am growing more and more aware, I guess is the right way to say it, aware of the vein of violence that is spoken against in all of Scripture. Like, we often, I think, elevate sexual immorality as the thing that's so disdainful. And yet, we sometimes personify violence, and we're okay with violence. And, put aside any political stance you have on things, and just look about where we permit violence, how often we allow violence, and how we're inclined to repay violence with violence. Okay? We want vengeance for violence. And, so violence grows into wickedness. Violence is a seed that grows into wickedness. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Okay, I can't snooze. We got about a minute here before ad breaks happen. Not one of them will be left. Not from their crowd, not from their wealth, not from their prominence. So there's no way to escape. The time has come. The day has struck. The customer should not rejoice, nor the seller mourn, for divine wrath has come against the whole crowd. The customer will not pay the seller while both parties are alive, for the vision against their whole crowd will not be revoked. Each person for his iniquity will fail to preserve his life. So there is no escape. In the crowd, you can't escape. With your wealth, you can't escape. With your prominence, you can't. And you can't blame other people. All right. Ad incoming. Let's feed some fishies, everybody. Not sure why the snow cam, I'm just going to call it the snow cam, the beach cam isn't staying live. Not sure.
View it all right from here. Dapper man with sax in hand plays tunes by his quiet land. Acoustic guitar in the breeze serenades the fish with ease. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat Cat Pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may. With his
Why will you not stay playing today?
Fish, both big and small.
Do not understand.
Life in ponds so serene.
Do not understand. There we go.
See the ripples, watch the flow. Hear the music, gentle
Pan a little bit.
Flat Cap's charm and calming tone makes the fish feel right at home.
Are you freezing there? What are you doing? Why are we not move?
To the rhythm of his song. Flat
We're
Cat
stuck.
Pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may.
I wonder if it's too cold or something. It's kind of weird. All right. Well, you're not responding. Ad break ended. I wish it would leave that message up. It doesn't always leave it up. All right. So, the violence is coming. You can't escape. You can't use anything by your own means to escape. But those who do need to repent and turn to God. Okay. They have blown the trumpet and everyone is ready, but no one goes to battle because my anger is against the whole crowd. Okay, what do we have here? 28. The Hebrew word refers to a noise made by a crowd, and by extension might refer to the crowd itself. Okay. The sword is outside. Pestilence and famine are inside the house. So you can go outside and die or stay inside and die. You decide. Whoever is in the open field will die by the sword, and famine and pestilence will consume everyone inside the city. Their survivors will escape to the mountains and become like doves of the valley. All of them will moan, each one for his iniquity. All their hands will hang limp. Their knees will be wet with urine. Oh, that is a fun phrase. Okay. I'm reading the wrong one. Their knees will run with water. The expression probably refers to urine caused by fright. So it literally says their knees will run with water. So water coming out of you. They wet their pants would be, you know. So like if you want to, like, this is one of those things, like, you want to take some Bible verses out of context. Here, put this one on a t-shirt. All their hands will hang limp. Their knees will be wet with urine. Ezekiel 7:17. They will wear sackcloth. Terror will cover them. Shame will be on all their faces. And all their heads will be shaved bald. Okay, so there is the symbolism of their shame. Their heads will be bald. They will discard their silver in the streets, and their gold will be treated as filth. So even the things of value will have no value because, yea, I have gold, but I need food. Gold is of no value if they can't buy food with it. Their silver and their gold will not be able to deliver them on the day of the Lord's fury. They will not satisfy their hunger or fill their stomachs because their wealth was the obstacle leading to their iniquity. They rendered the beauty of his ornaments into pride, and with them they made their abominable images, their detestable idols. Therefore, I will render it filthy to them. I will give it to a foreigner as loot, as the world's wicked ones as plunder, and they will desecrate it. I will turn my face away from them, and they will desecrate my treasured place. Vandals will enter and desecrate it. Hey, Amy, welcome in. Good middle of the night to you. Yeah, it would be for you. Hope you're doing well. What Bible web app are you using? Looks like a good one. I am using netbible.org. So it is the New English translation, but was also created to think of as an internet Bible, a net Bible. So it was being worked on and created because of limitations in licensing prior to the Bible app coming out and being a thing. So NetBible was made to be able to be used, and one of the beautiful things is all the footnotes that you have access to in it. That's what I love, is being able to look up footnotes with it, and there's even more you can do. I just touched the surface of it. But yeah, welcome in. Hope you're doing well, friend. Terror is coming. They will seek peace, but find none. Disaster after disaster will come, and one rumor after another. They will seek a vision from a prophet. Priestly instruction will disappear, along with counsel from the elders. Okay, so nothing from the prophets, nothing from the priest, nothing from the elders. Like, you got no wisdom. The king will mourn, and the princes will be clothed with shuddering. That's weird phrasing. The prince will be clothed with shuddering. Okay. The hands of the people of the land will tremble. Based on their behavior, I will deal with them. And by their standard of justice, I will judge them, and they will know that I am the Lord. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That is not a good thing. That is not a good thing. Okay. So, it's judgment of blood, and by their judgments. Where was the judgment of blood earlier? Oh, because they're full of murder. Yes. So when you allow bribes and justice to be corrupted and perverted, and then you're on trial for justice, you have no just cause. You have no just cause to claim that you need justice because you wouldn't execute justice on anyone. You did not give justice. You have no case to claim your own justice, and you can't pervert justice. So, woo! You in trouble, buddy. You in trouble. In the 6th year of the 6th month, on the 5th of the month. Okay, so we got another timestamp reference. We've had one a while ago. We've had some things happening, stuff that was supposed to be lived out, pronouncements that are supposed to be made, and the warning given: if you don't pronounce the things I tell you to pronounce, the judgment you will pay for. If you pronounce them and they don't respond, then it's on them. So now we've got another time frame reference. We've moved forward. I want to say the last one might have been year 5, or it was year 4. We're at least a year ahead. Excuse me. Awesome. Just Googled it. I'll add it to my repertoire of Bible resources. Thank you. Oh, thanks. I had a nap. Then I woke up, and it's 1 a.m., and now it's 3 a.m. Arg. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is earlier than I thought. Well, I would say for the last 3 weeks, I've not slept through the night. I woke up at 1 o'clock this morning, did fall back to sleep, then woke up around 5 o'clock and couldn't get back to sleep, and so I just got up. So that's been my pattern lately. I think I heard you sick in another stream's prayer list. Oh, yes. I had a tooth pulled, and I got an infection following that, and had been dealing with the infection. I'm off the antibiotics. I'm off the pain meds. It is good. It is all good. So yes, I was sick, and dealing with an infection, but I'm all good now. No, my brain's not too wonky from the disrupted sleep. So I don't know if it's lingering from that, because I was waking up with pain and then taking pain meds for a couple of weeks. But even since then, I'm still waking up in the middle of the night. So I'm not sure why I'm in this pattern. But I took advantage of it this morning, got up and watched Assassinator stuff, and that was a good time, hanging out in her stream and enjoying the community there. I don't get to see her that often. She's usually on late at night, not early in the morning. She did a 9-hour overnight stream. So yeah, teeth are luxury bones, my sister calls them. Oh, thank you. Well, I'm glad you're online too, Amy. Thanks for hanging out. Team bearded flat cap till 2020. Oh my goodness. Like, I am so ready to shave this. Like, that's like No Shave November is almost over, but it was also like with the soreness of my jaw, there was no way I was going to be shaving. Uncle Teddy. I have thought about, I might do a fund the beard project. The beard will stay. You can pay for the beard to stay. That's what I'm thinking, which is not entirely fair to you. I'm watching you people. I understand that. But you could convince other people to pay for it to stay. I want to say 3 months is the longest I've ever done. I might go to the goatee, which is traditionally what I would have. But yeah, it's just spotty. I don't know. Cheers for paying for the beard. Beard suits you, look really dignified. Oh, thank you. My wife doesn't like it though. My wife, well, I had a goatee when we met, but she doesn't like the beard. She was teasing me, saying I should get some just for men, and make it look nicer. 'Cause like, You know, with the low away camera, it looks like I've got no hair right here. That's all hair right there. It's just white. It's just white. Oh, Luce's coming in with the off with your hat. I like that. That is the way to do that. Off with your hat. Uncle Teddy dropping the biddies. Oh, we got a hype train coming. Let me find the hype train songs. We had them up the other day. Let's look for new ones or different ones. Who was it? Let's find some hype train songs here. Hype trains are going.
Gather round, folks, it's time to cheer. Flat-capped dapper pastor reads us here.
All right, this one's a little too slow for me.
With bits and subs we mark.
Flat-capped dapper when he streams.
Still a little too slow.
Whole chat bursts with gleam.
It is too slow. All right, too slow. There we go. This is a little faster.
Black-capped dapper pastor, he's the one. Lighting up the stream with tons of fun. Viewers gifting subs and giving bits. Feel the energy, it's lit. Rolling down the track, it's a hype train. Donations
Bought a box of chocolates that were only $5. You haven't had chocolates in 4 months. I regret my decision.
Flat-capped dapper's vibe is here. Bits and subs, they come in fast. Once we start this ride, we'll make it last. Energy is high and the chat explodes. Love and hype in full download.
Okay, let's try another one. Now that's slow. Maybe it's the second version of this one I like better.
Flat-capped dapper pastors crew unite.
Okay, let me try the next one. Yeah, this is the one. I don't know. Hype Train just sounds better as EDM. I don't know.
Flat-capped dapper pastors crew unite. Bits and subs flash like neon light. Donations rolling, what a
Got a minute and a
sight.
half left.
Gifts of joy, strung out tight.
Unless you make it longer.
Hype train, choo choo, riding high.
I love that. Hype train, choo choo,
Hype train,
choo choo.
Pastors crew, we thank you. Every cheer, a shout so grand.
Let's try another one.
When the chat is rolling fast and
No, that's too slow.
When the chat is rolling fast.
Oh man, that's way slower. Ooh.
Click, click, here we go, the family's dapper. Feel the buzz in the air, a new chapter. Beats and songs rolling in, it's a rapture. Watch the chat light up, pure laughter. Hype train unstoppable, let's keep it rocking. Subs and bits flying high, nothing but shocking. Flat cap leading the way, let's keep it popping. Donations rolling in, ain't no one stopping.
I like this one.
Passes on the stream with the cap so flat. Vibes are high every time, imagine that. Community strong, no time to chat.
There you go. You got the right one there with the levels. I like that.
Hype train unstoppable, let's keep it rocking. Subs and bits flying high, nothing but shocking. Flat cap leading the way,
Oh.
let's keep
Hype train's over. There we go. We had our fun. I need to get those lined up and back to back so that, you know, when we get the hype train rolling, it'll just keep rolling and one song to the next song and so Trigger Boss 007 has made all of my music And he asked what style I wanted. I said, I want something with a banjo. That's where it ended up with a bunch of the slow stuff. Wasn't what I was looking for. I was looking for like dueling banjo style, like super fast, and apparently AI does not understand. Banjo is intended to be played at super speed. That's my opinion. Okay. Let's get back to the Bible. Thank you for the hype train, everybody. Appreciate you. Love you. Thank you for the biddies. Okay. In the 6th year, in the 6th month of the 5th, on the 5th of the month, as I was sitting in my house with elders of Judah sitting in front of me, the hand of the sovereign Lord seized me. Okay, what do we have here is there anything in there? Fell upon me there. That is God's influence came on. So, yeah, I like the sovereign Lord seized me. I would have maybe put the spirit of the sovereign Lord, but I'm adding to the text, emphasizing the spirit's filling. Anyway, so previously he was by the river when something happened, had a vision. Then he did a bunch of theater, and now he is in front of the elders. As I watched, I noticed a form that appeared to be a man. From his waist downward was something like fire, and from his waist upward, something like brightness. This sounds like the last image. It sounds very much the same. Like an amber glow. Yeah, that sounds the same. Like you're seeing the same one. He stretched out the form of a hand and grabbed me by the lock of my hair on my head. Then a wind lifted me up. And again, this is the same thing. This is at least the 3rd time a wind lifted him up between the earth and the sky and brought me to Jerusalem by divine vision. So he's identifying he's being brought to Jerusalem, but not in physicalness, but by divine vision. To the door of the inner gate that faces north, where the statue that provokes the jealousy was located. So the statue that was brought in of a false god that's in the temple, that the people put in the temple, or the priest actually put in the temple, or it was a king. I don't remember if it was a king or the priest that put the statue in there. Then I perceived that the glory of the Lord of Israel was there, as in the vision I had seen earlier in the valley. So when he was in the valley, he had a vision, and now he's seen the glory of the Lord like he saw previously. This ain't that you lift me up, folks. No, it is not. He said to me, so he perceives the presence of God is there. The glory of God is there. So the conversation is going to be engaged. He says to him, son of man, look up toward the north. So I looked up to the north, and I noticed to the north of the altar gate was the statue of jealousy at the entrance. He said to me, son of man, do you see what they are doing, the great abomination that the people of Israel are practicing, to drive me far from my sanctuary? But you will see greater abominations in these. So you see how bad this is? It's only gonna get worse. He brought me to the entrance of the court, and as I watched, I noticed a hole in the wall. He said to me, son of man, dig into the wall. So I dug into the wall, and I discovered a doorway. So you're digging in the wall because there's a hole, and you find a doorway. Okay, this really sounds like dreams that I have, like there's something that's not there, but you imagine that something is there, and then it becomes there. Like, I'm totally vibing with this. I'm totally vibing with this. He said to me, go in and see the evil abominations they are practicing here. So I went in and looked. I noticed every figure of creeping thing and beast, detestable images, and every idol of the house of Israel, engraved on the wall all around. 70 men from the elders of the house of Israel, with Jaazaniah, son of Shaphan, standing among them. They're standing in front of them, each with the censer in his hand and fragrant vapors from a cloud of incense were whirling upward. So I don't know if I'm supposed to think strange fire and incense like Aaron's sons did from the censers that were going on, but I'm getting a vibe of this ain't good. And Jaazaniah, I don't know that name, so I think we need to go look up Jaazaniah, Ezekiel 8, Jaazaniah. Okay, so something about God is going to be in the name. Ezekiel 8, 11. And 70 again could represent the nations, but 70 also often represents the elders, and 70 was the number of people representative of the people of Jacob's house when it went down to Egypt. So we've got the repetition of 70. God hears. Woo! I went over to Blue Letter Bible for this. So I do think I can look it up in Net Bible. I'm just used to looking it up in blueletterbible.org. So that I can, yeah, they might have an app. I might have to look into that. But a Blue Letter Bible is what I'm used to looking up Hebrew and Greek in. But I think I can go over here to the Hebrew. Let me just check that a minute. So the Hebrew. So verse 11 would be where I want to go. Okay, there it should be. Oh, it does give it to me right there. God hears, a Judean son of the Maccathite, a captain of the Judean forces who visited Gedaliah. I still love that name. Gedaliah! Like it, like, if you like the joke, get along, little doggy. Gedaliah, little doggy. That'd be a good name for a dog. At Mizpah, after Gedaliah had been appointed governor over Judah by Nebuchadnezzar, son of Saphath, an elder of the Israels in Ezekiel 3. Okay, so he's not the first one. He is the second one. Son of Azur, one of the priests of the people against whom Ezekiel was directed to prophesy. A Rechabite son of Jeremiah the prophet. So there are four different separate ones. You have Blue Letter Bible too? Yes. Yeah, I use it mostly for looking up, but I can look up the Hebrew there. That's nice to know. I haven't tried that before. We don't get the pronunciation then, so okay. He said to me, do you see, son of man, what the elders of the house of Israel are doing in the dark, each in the chamber of his adulterous images? For they think the Lord does not see us. The Lord has abandoned the land. He said to me, you will see them practicing even greater abominations. Then he brought me to the entrance of the north gate of the Lord's house. I noticed women sitting there weeping for Tammuz. The worship of Tammuz included the observation of the annual death and descendants into the underworld of the god Dumuzi. The practice was observed by women in the ancient Near East over a period of centuries. Okay, so they are weeping for a god that goes into the underworld for death. So maybe it's the right time of year for celebrating that. Not sure. Hey, I didn't see that it probably happened. Like, that's got to be way more than 5 minutes there. All of a sudden I'm going, wait, did the timer go off? It probably did during the hype train, and I didn't notice. We're having fun. He said to me, do you see this, son of man? You will see even greater abominations than these. So he shows him one thing that's an abomination. He says, you'll see something greater, shows him another one. Says, now you'll see something greater. So we're going to go down this cycle of getting worse and getting worse and getting worse. It's good being awake at 3 because, well, I appreciate that. Well, you know, if I put you to sleep, then that's a blessing. If you learn and enjoy and have a great time in community, you know, that's a blessing too. So either way. Then he brought me to the inner courts of the Lord. Intercourts. Make sure I said that right. Inner court of the Lord's house. Right there at the entrance of the Lord's temple, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men with their backs to the Lord's temple, facing east. They were worshiping the sun toward the east. Yeah, woohoo, longer time without the cap and viewing good care. Yes, either way, good time, exactly. Okay, so you get what's happening here. They are in the temple of God, but they're worshiping the sun as they look out of the temple. They're not worshiping God. They have their backs to the place where worship for God takes place, and they are worshiping the sun outside. He said to me, "Do you see, son of man, is it a trivial thing for the house that the house of Judah commits these abominations they are practicing here? For they have filled the land with violence and provoked me to anger still further. Look, they are putting the branch to their nose." Which branch to their nose? The branch of violence and wickedness that sprouted earlier, if you don't remember that. Okay, so they're saying this could be a possible Syrian reference to a king holding a flower to his nose as he worshiped the stars. Perhaps, but I'm going to say just go back with the text. The text talked about a branch that sprouted. The branch was wickedness that sprouted from violence. And they're holding the branch to their nose, the branch of wickedness. They are just breathing in wickedness. I don't think I have to have a referent. If there's a referent, even better. Therefore, I will act with fury. My eye will not pity them, nor will I spare them. When they have shouted in my ears, I will not listen to them. Then he shouted in my ear. So if they shout in my ears, I won't listen. Then he shouts in my ear. Okay. So you are in a vision. You are in Jerusalem. You've been being guided around. And now God yells in your ear. Approach, you who are to visit destruction on the city, each with his destructive weapon in his hand. Next, I noticed 6 men coming from the direction of the upper gate. Okay, 6 would be the number of men. So 6 men are coming from the direction of the upper gate there that faces north. North, again, is one of the places where destruction comes from. East and north are usually the directions symbolically that represent destruction and war. Each with his war club in his hand. Among them, a man dressed in linen with a writing kit at his side. They came and stood beside the bronze altar. So 6 are the ones coming with destruction, and a 7th one is going to write out the things that are to be carried out, is my guess. What does it say on the writing kit? A scribe's inkhorn. Yeah, so going to write down. Then the glory of the God of Israel went up from the cherubim where it had rested to the threshold of the temple. He called the man dressed in linen who had the writing kit in at his side. The Lord said to him, Go through this city of Jerusalem and put a mark on the foreheads of the people who moan and groan over the abominable practices in it. Okay, so you jump to Revelation and you're talking about the mark of the beast. Written on their foreheads and written on their wrist. Wait, that's not the first time this reference happens. Here we have in Ezekiel a mark put on the foreheads of those people who are groaning and moaning, who are crying out to God because the people are evil. The people are being evil, and some people are detesting this. They're crying out to God, and they're getting marked. Autumn Falls, hey, welcome in. Welcome in. Oh, yeah, you like the fish here. Let me give you a close-up a minute. Let me give you a close-up. There you go. You can see them. You can see them. And I have even more cams as well. So, oh, that got turned around. I'll have to fix that one. It's having problems today out in the snow. I also have another channel, which I don't have a schedule yet for, but I will do co-working, collab streams with the fish on my other channel, and then just leave the fish up when I'm not around. So you can follow that other channel where it will be more often, more fish, more of the time. Here I'm usually reading the Bible, but I wanted to create that separate channel for the fish. So, okay, eventually it's going to be a 24/7 channel. Will be the idea there. Okay. So we have the mark going on people to designate them as being set apart to God, essentially. Set apart to God. Yes. Out of context one. While I listened, he said to the others, go throughout the city after him and strike people down. Do not let your eye pity nor spare anyone. Old men, young women, little children and women, wipe them out. Do not touch anyone who has the mark. Begin at my sanctuary. So they began with the elders who were in front of the temple. Hey, Artsy Bible Nerd, welcome in. So we just have a mark that is going on people's forehead that is marking them as set apart to God. If we go back even further, you are to write the words of the law. You were to keep the law written on your doorposts and on your frames. Bind them on your forehead. Bind them on your wrists. Okay? So this is metaphorical. It is symbolic. But here, if it is written by this person who is going, this man in linen who is going throughout, or the messengers who are going throughout, to identify the people, it doesn't have to be a literal visible thing. It is symbolic in saying, this one is under the protection and is a follower of God. This one is serving God truly, not following the detestable practices that have been brought into my sanctuary. So, Autumn, I read the documentary that looks at fish swimming cures depression. What? And since then, I just love them. I am not aware of that. If you want to whisper that to me, a link, or post that in my Discord, I'd love to look at that. Oh, I love that. I love that thought. I just got into fish because I did a children's message and bought 5 goldfish and then didn't want to throw them away. Then that evolved into, I think I want to do koi. I think they're prettier than goldfish. And I do have guppies right off cam too, because when I moved the koi outside, I replaced inside with guppies, which are fun and colorful. And then the koi outside spawned, and these koi are all from the koi outside that came inside. So, oh, I believe it with the peacefulness, yeah. And that's my plan for the stream. So, okay. So we're going to start with the elders. The elders are violating the following of God. They're not marked. They're going to be taken down. He said to them, defile the temple and fill the courtyard with corpses. Go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, Trigger Boss, welcome in. I'm watching. I could get behind that. God made the animals first for a reason. So maybe not just for food or beast of burden or protection, but peace. Yeah. Autumn, I had 2 goldfishes and a pet turtle for a month. Ooh, until my turtle decided to eat one of the goldfish, then I had to donate it away. Yeah. Yeah, I do. I have had turtles and frogs get in my pond, and they don't make it a whole long time. Oh, you send me some more banjo ones, faster ones. Dude, you don't have to. What you sent me is awesome. I will use it, but you send me some faster banjo. I'm down with that. Oh, so fun. Okay. This is interesting. So the command is to defile the temple, but notice the temple is already in defilement. The temple is already in a state of defilement. So in the process of cleaning up the defilement, further defilement is piled on top of it. But defilement of bloodshed, which is retribution for what is happening already. Okay. So they went out and struck people down throughout the city. While they were striking them down, I was left alone. So he did not go with to witness it. And I threw myself face down and I cried out. So he's left alone by all these and he cries out to God, "Ah, sovereign Lord, you will destroy the entire remnant of Israel when you pour out your fury on Jerusalem." And he said to me, "The sin of the house of Israel and Judah is extremely great. The land is full of murder, and the city is full of corruption." Okay, so as I was pointing out earlier, the violence was the point that was made. Here, the accusation is the land is full of murder and full of corruption. So you murder to get what you want. You murder to cover up what you want. You use the legal system to exploit people and take care of it, and the legal system is full of corruption to get away with murder. It's not sexual in nature, it's violence in nature. That's the accusation here. Violence and corruption. For they say the Lord has abandoned the land and the Lord does not see. So the God's abandoned them. We can do what we want. But as for me, my eyes will not pity them, nor will I spare them. I hereby repay them for what they have done. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Autumn. You can ask any question. Whether it's current to what we're reading, whether it's unrelated, absolutely. I love tackling questions and engaging people wherever you're at. So you're good to always welcome to ask questions. He said to me, "The sin of the house of Israel..." Oh, I just read that. Next, I notice a man dressed in linen with the writing kit as his side bringing backward. "I have done just as you commanded me." So he's just returned from marking everybody. As I watched, I saw on the platform above the top of the cherubim something like a sapphire, resembling the shape of a throne, appearing above them. The Lord said to the man dressed in linen, "Go between the wheelwork under the cherubim." Okay, so this is the chariot that was there earlier. Hey, you won the Battle Royale, Autumn. Where'd it go? Did you already ask the question? I didn't see it. So the cherubim are there. The cherubim are often thought of as the footstool of God, and chariots are usually the way that the gods get around. And clouds are often seen as the chariots, but here we have a wheeled vehicle that is the chariot. I don't currently have a Past the Cap that we are fundraising for at this time. So if someone knows a person in need, I'd certainly love to do that. Autumn, actually, you're an artist. Oh, cool. And you're looking for some commissions. I do really, really good artwork. If I can show you, I'm sure you'll love them. Sorry, I don't know. I should not ask like this, but I'm like, I need some work so I can make your rent and stuff. Well, unfortunately... Oh, the prayer booth by default? I didn't return it to that. I didn't return it to that by default. Currently, the prayer booth has ended for the year, and Sugar Boss, thank you, buddy. Appreciate the biddies. Love you, man. You're so good to me. You're so good. Another 100 biddies I'm watching. Thank you. So the prayer booth, currently I am trying to solicit funding in my local community to help with the prayer booth and to engage with that. So I don't know what I need yet, and I was going to wait until next year to focus on the prayer booth again. So we do have a hype train started. So we've got some new songs that were given to me. So let's try some of the new songs. I'm told they're faster. Oh! There we go.
Flagged out tip reading from the good book. Quicker than a wink, he got a book. Dapper pastor preaching, dapper pastor fast. Busting out the verses, making moments last. Ride the hype train, won't you grab a seat? Words of wisdom flowing on this rapid beat. Flag out dapper pastor, give it all he's got. Reading from the Bible with a holy shot.
Woo! Sorry, I just had to. Just had to. That was, oh man, I'm loving that one. Let's try the next one.
Flag cap tilted, skies above.
Woo!
Dapper pastor spreading love. Bible tales in every stream. Faith and joy like pure moonbeam. Words of wisdom flowing free. Stories ancient as the sea. Chats alive and full of cheer. Feel the spirit drawing near.
Autumn, yeah, I am on Insta. You should be able to find me there. Just be Flat Cap Dapper or Flat Cap Dapper Pastor. I don't remember if Insta made me shorten it or not. Woohoo! Hype train.
Like tilted skies above. Dapper pastor spread love. Bible tales in every stream.
Okay, after that's got a nice rhythm of the banjo, just a little slow after the other ones. Here we go. Here we go. Try another one. Hey, thanks, Autumn. Appreciate it. That was pretty good. It's a little bit slower. I like the other ones faster. That set me up. I do post on Instagram. I'm not as active on Instagram as other places, but that will allow me to find the stuff you make. So if you follow, I'll follow back. And you said you followed, so. Here we go. Yeehaw! Woohoo!
Read the Bible, but not in vain. Hearers gather, they're not feeling pain. Holy words that break every chain. Flat cap crushing it with style. Preaching love mile after mile. Chats a little laughter all the while. Join the stream, stay for a smile. Banjo blazing fingers move so
Bits
quick.
is just coming in!
Every verse,
Dropping
pure
them
slick.
biddies!
Community tight like a fort and brick. Scripture flows and the clock goes tick. Flag cap crushing it with style.
Those are fun, man. Ooh, ooh, ooh! Oh man,
Flag cap and the pastor rides the high train.
oh man, this one's fast.
The Bible, but not in vain. Viewers gather, they're not feeling pain. Holy words that break every chain. Fat cat
Woo!
crushing in style. Preaching a mile after mile. Chants are lit, laughter all the while. Join the stream, stay for a smile.
Uh-oh. Instagram being hacked, that's not good.
Banjo blazing fingers move so quick. Every verse is pure and slick. Community tight like a fort and brick. Scripture flows and the clock goes tick. Fat cat crushing in the style. Preaching a mile after mile.
This one's almost, I mean, almost get up and dance, move my feet, but you know, I don't know.
In this digital world, he shines so bright, guiding souls with a beacon light. Chats with the flock in the dead of night. Faith and fun, yeah, to take and fight. Flat cat crushing it with style, reaching a mile after mile. Chats are lit, laughter all the while. Join the stream, stay for a smile.
All right, the hype train is over. Your Insta is at Buzzcasters. Okay. I'll end up trying to follow you after stream. I was thinking Autumn. So, I did this on stream back in May for mental health awareness. So, all of the little ribbons that you see on there were green ribbons for mental health awareness, and then I painted. I'm not an artist, but I do know other artists who stream, and when they get done, they will auction off the art that they create on stream. So that might be another route you could do other than look for commissions. I mean, I'm unemployed right now. I'm not working anywhere. I don't make great money off of streaming. My wife laughs at me whenever I say, "Oh, I got paid." "Oh, really? And how much how much was that per hour that you made?" And whatever, I don't care. It's part of what I'm doing and enjoying and connecting and supposed to be doing. And then some of the other stuff I was doing earlier this year, I no longer am getting paid because the organizations I'm working with and doing stuff was either voluntary or they were giving me a stipend. They can no longer give me that, and I haven't quit doing the stuff. So I am unemployed doing ministry and connecting with people. So I love art. I love art. This is my friend Drew, Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Back in college, he did that. And that's a photo of the piece that he did of the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. And I got a lot of art upstairs. So I love art. I would love to commission if I had money around stuff. But I'm also love to promote artists. So Autumn, do you stream at all? I'd love to follow you and check it out. But otherwise, if you don't, that might be an option you could do. So even if it was a commission piece, you could do that on stream, have people watch you. If you don't have a commission, you could do something that you could sell. You could auction it off. Maybe that's a way to get some income. Anyway, I don't know if that's helpful. I don't know if you've thought about that. But I hope you get all of your needs taken. You know what? Let me just pray for you. Is that all right if I pray for you, Autumn? I like to ask first. I don't assume that it's okay. So let me ask you. Just let me know. Is it all right? I'll pray that that God takes care of and supplies all your needs. So let me know. Okay. Okay. So we've got in the temple the cherubim and the sapphire that shows up in the shape of a throne appearing before them. The man dressed in linen says, "Go between the wheel underneath the cherubim, fill your hands with burning coals from among the cherubim and scatter them all over the city." He went as I watched. So the Lord says to the man in linen to go do this, and so the man in linen is now scattering coals. Okay. I see, but like if you're streaming, at least make your profile so it can attract an audience. Like the stream quality is great, audio seems okay, but like you should get a YK overlay or something so it looks a bit cleaner. Okay. I'm not sure what a YK overlay is. Refilling one mug with the other. I do have all my borders and stuff. I also am going to be in the process of switching over from one computer to another, and oh, sorry, is a overlay. Okay. Uh, okay. I've got all of these, different things, but I'm going to be probably switching over to Streamlabs from Streamlabs OBS. So I will be redesigning everything. So I am open to suggestions or input from cleaning it up. But one of the things I have done is the reason I have myself here in the box above the scripture is because it makes for an easy way to turn these all into verticals with the scripture below me and me here above the scripture. So that's one reason for the look and the design of what I have is designed for making shorts. Although, man, I haven't made any this month, I don't think. As I was dealing with my tooth, I just didn't go and make any of those. So, okay. The cherubim were standing on the south side of the temple when the man went in, and a cloud filled the inner court. Okay. So a cloud filling the inner court. When the cloud has showed up was when the temple was dedicated. The cloud showed up when the tabernacle was created. The cloud showed up on Mount Sinai. I'm going backwards if you notice that. So we have the Mount Sinai the first time. We have the tabernacle the second time. We have the dedication of the temple. Whenever the presence of God shows up, he shows up in the pillar of cloud that fills the entire room. Then the glory of the Lord arose from the cherubim and moved to the threshold of the temple. The temple was filled with a cloud, while the court was filled with the brightness of the Lord's glory. The sound of the wings of the cherubim could be heard from the outer court, like the sound of the sovereign Lord when he speaks. Okay, so we had sound of rushing wind earlier that sounded like an army, that sounded like God. Here we have wings, which sound like rushing wind, and it sounds like God when he speaks. Oh, so when we go forward and we hear wings, which would be movement of air, maybe we should be thinking of God speaking. When the Lord commanded the man dressed in linen, take fire from within the wheels, from among the cherubim, the man went in and stood by one of the wheels. Then one of the cherubim stretched out his hands towards the fire that was among the cherubim. He took some and put it into the hands of the man dressed in linen, who took it and left. The cherubim appeared to have the form of a human hand under the wing. So, just to answer your question, how did the cherubim wings grab the coals? There was a hand there. As I watched, I noticed 4 wheels by the cherubim, 1 wheel beside each cherubim. The wheels gleamed like jasper. As for their appearance, as 4 of them looked the same, and something like a wheel within a wheel. So we're back to the description that happened earlier. So we're saying it again. We're repeating it. So wheels are inclined to show movement. And I think wheel within wheel, meaning there's no limitation to the movement. There could be other symbolism there, but maybe it's something else. When they moved, they would go in any of the 4 directions they faced without turning as they moved. In the direction the head would turn, they would follow without turning as they moved, along with their entire bodies, their backs, their hands, and their wings. The wheels of the 4 of them were full of eyes all around. Again, we're getting this whole description. If you have eyes all around, we don't need to picture this literally. If you have 4 wheels, the wheels are symbolic of the 4 directions you can go. North, east, south, or west. And then wheels within wheels. Okay, so maybe there's angled wheels within wheels. Or there's an overlay of wheels. I mean, it is an eyes, it's like you cannot escape the view. Okay, so literal rendering makes this silly. Metaphorical rendering helps us see what is trying to be conveyed. Okay, they were called the wheelwork. As I listened, each of the cherubim had 4 faces. The first was the face of a cherubim. The second, that of a man. The third, that of a lion. The fourth, of an eagle. So we had creatures earlier that came down and had 4 faces. but they didn't have the face of a cherub. They had the face of an ox. So that is replaced. The living creature described here is slightly different than the one in 1:1, where the ox is, instead of a cherub. So now we've got a heavenly creature instead of an earthly dwelling creature. I sent you a gift on Instagram. Oh, thank you so much. That's so lovely of you. Appreciate that. The cherubim rose up. These were the living beings I saw by the Khyber River. So now it just says these are the ones he saw by the Khyber River, but he's described them different. Have they changed? Or now that he's seeing cherub, he's seeing them differently. When the cherub moved, the wheels moved beside them. When the cherubim spread their wings to rise from the ground, the wheels did not move from their side. When the cherubim stood still, the wheels stood still. And when they rose, the wheels rose. Rose with them, for the spirit of the living beings was in the wheels. So again, this gives me the image of when the pillar of cloud moved, the people followed. And when the pillar of cloud stopped, you stop. So when they are moving, it's all moving. Electropod, Bible, hype. Welcome in, friend. Good to see you again today. I saw you earlier today. I think I said hi, but I don't know if you saw that or not earlier. Glad to have you copping in. We're just about to an ad break, and then after the ad break, a little bit of reading, and we'll have to wrap up for today. Okay. The glory of the moved away from the threshold of the temple and stopped above the cherubim. The cherubim spread their wings and rose from the ground while I watched. When they went, the wheels went along with them. They stopped at the entrance of the east gate of the Lord's temple as the glory of Israel hovered above them. Oh, we're almost done. All right, ad break incoming. That means time for fishies. See if I can get this cam going again. You can see the snow piled up there. I'm thinking that is somehow the cold is interfering with the cam's function. Unless it's lost internet connection, it's just, I don't know. Not functioning today.
Serenades the fish with ease.
I have so many. I know, I do. I would love to get rid of some fish. Come spring, all of those fish are going to be too big for all the aquariums I have. I need to get rid of some. So, the guppies in the lower left seem to have a self-contained system where they stay at a constant rate. Some of the older ones die off, and newer ones are born, and guppies are live birth, and all the various colors. They're so beautiful. And then the koi, those were born in the pond this year, and I need to try to sell some, and or give some away. So.
Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat Cat Pasture shows the way. Stream it live, come what may. Refuse Cammy shows it all. Little fish, both big and small. Life and
what am I going to be doing on my break? Well, say on my ad break, I usually just show the fish so that people don't miss any of the content. But if you mean kind of like holiday break, I've got family coming over for Thanksgiving. I don't usually stream on Wednesdays, so there could be a surprise Wednesday stream making pies. I got to see if my daughter's cool with doing that. We might do a pie stream. I like doing a cooking stream once in a while. I did a cooking stream for Thanksgiving. So Thursday I will either be doing Bible stream at regular time, or I will be doing Thanksgiving Day prep. Last year, if you were here and you watched, you'll remember that I got distracted with chat and other stuff I was doing and forgot to put the turkey in the oven for 45 minutes. So hopefully that doesn't happen this year. At this point, I don't know that I'm making a turkey. I pulled out some frozen leftover turkey. I'm going to see how good it is before deciding if I'm going to buy one. And I might go and do something else besides turkey this year. In addition, is my thinking. But I'm going to do I will be streaming on Thursday, either streaming reading for an hour or two, and then I'll go make Thanksgiving dinner, or I'll be streaming Thanksgiving prep and that, and I will plan on streaming on Friday. So Wednesday would be the bonus stream. The last couple of weeks I've missed a bunch, and so I don't want to, unless something, suddenly happened. Like, if people are not up, maybe I'll go shorter, like I'll go till 9 or 9:30 instead of 10, and maybe I won't go late if, family's around, but anyway. All right. These were the living creatures that I saw at the Khyber River underneath the God of Israel. I knew that they were cherubim. So now he's saying that the 4 creatures are cherubim that were carrying the wheels, the chariot, if you will. Each had 4 faces, each had 4 wings, each had the form of human hands under the wings. As for the form of their faces, they were the faces who appeared I had seen at the Khyber River. Each one moved straight ahead. So now there is this sounds like what I described before. All of this is what I saw before. It has happened again. I'm seeing the same things. But then why are you describing that they had ox faces before, and now they have the face of a cherubim? 2 things or 3 things I could think of. One, an ox face is the face of a cherubim. Or they were the same creatures, but I was describing them differently. I've had a better look at them. I was closer. Now that I was in the temple with the cherubim, I went, oh, that's what they really were. Or it's a both and. Yes, they were, but now I'm describing them differently. Ah, they look the same. Oh, no, they look different. Oh, I don't know how to describe them. I mean, it could be a both and. All right. I cannot go any further because I have a meeting. So let's see where we are. So we are through Ezekiel 10. So we got 5 and 6 crossed off. We got 7 to 9 crossed off. And we've got 10 crossed off. So I'll move over 11 and 12 so that's where we'll start tomorrow. Or sorry, not tomorrow. Thursday, if we do Bible Thursday. If not, that will be Friday. And in the New Testament, we're all the way through the 16th. So we're only 10 days behind in the New Testament. We're a bit further behind the set-out schedule. We'll get to it when we get to it. And those who are new, I don't do the reading of the Psalms and the Proverbs on stream for reading the Bible in a year this year. I'm just listing those, and all of this is coming off of the Bible app, the alpha plan for reading, and I'm not entirely excited about the way this one turned out, but I committed to read it together with other people. After about 3 months, we haven't been commenting and engaging one another. I've been doing it on stream and sticking with that pattern. So anyway, there's that. So that's where we are. Well, this is where we would have been through yesterday. So, James and Peter, we'll get to those next month. And we'll see what else we have to get to. So, all right. Thank you all for coming in and reading the Bible with me. Autumn Falls, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the two little mini hype trains today. All of that goodness happening. The new hype song, the new hype train song, that is fun. Christmas song battle coming up. I have not planned that yet. I'm watching, and I feel like I need to get on that. So stay tuned stay tuned. And usually I kind of do that the week of Christmas and or some leading up to it. So I still have time. I still have time to figure out the Christmas song battles. And maybe what I will do is do that all over on the pond stream. Maybe I'll do that all over on the pond stream. Is we'll spend time just doing Christmas songs, listening to Christmas songs, voting on Christmas songs, watching the fish, and doing nothing else. Or maybe, co-working, Christmas song battle. I don't know. I'm still thinking that through. Do check out your gift on Insta if you get free. Yeah, I got a meeting from 10 to 11ish, and then I'll have time to check that out later today. So Autumn Falls, appreciate you. Thanks for coming in. Again, blessings upon you, and God to pour out upon you and take care of all of your needs, and that he gives you opportunities to do work. Last Amy's still here. Oh, thank you for the company, noble sir. Good to see you. Take care. God bless. Looking forward to seeing you. Navy. Not Navy. Next. Yeah, I was like, what? Seeing me Navy. Yes, us. All right, let me send you off with a blessing. May God seeking comfort find you. May his loving arms bind you. May his might protect you. May his wisdom direct you. May the joyous love of Jesus Christ be with you and all those you know, both now and forevermore. Amen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you all. Have a great time hanging out in God's Word, just having conversations, engaging one another, helping people who can't sleep, be able to have something positive and encouraging those who are starting their day, having something positive and encouraging. Oh, now we need to find someone and go bless them. Who are we going to raid today? Let me look. Ooh, building a habit of prayer. That sounds good. I'm always looking for people I have not raided in a while. Yes, and everyone who is in the States who celebrates Thanksgiving, a happy Thanksgiving to you. If I do not see you before then. And if you do not celebrate Thanksgiving, well, there are plenty of things to be thankful for. So even without celebrating Thanksgiving, we can be thankful. Hannah is up. We could go bless Hannah. Who else have I not seen in a while? Oh, you know what? I haven't gone to Z Sarah U in a while. Let's go over there. Let's go over to Z Sarah U. Oop, it just jumped on me. Did she go off? Okay, I do not see her. So maybe she jumped off. Oh, there she is. Oh, let's roll them credits.
Dash through pages, Chronicles, Gospels, Prophets, Sages, Leviticus, laws to Paul's fine phrases. Turning them corners, no spiritual mazes. Genesis to Revelation, self-divine, flipping scripts, endless grace you'll find. Psalm singing sweet, unbroken lines, hitting that rhythm, wordplay refined. Anybody in here blessed? I'm blessed. Anybody in here blessed? I'm blessed. Bible in 1 year, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? I'm blessed. Wake up early, the dawn's light shimmers. Spiritual breakfast, soul food dinners. Isaiah's vision, Ezekiel's figures. Walk through the fire, no one limbers. Kings and judges, prophets profound. Plow in the word, no mythical ground. Verse after verse, wisdom's bound. Heavenly soundtrack, soul's urban sound. Anybody in here blessed? I'm blessed. Anybody in here blessed? I'm blessed. Bible in 1 year, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? I'm blessed. No shortcuts, all divine routes. Listen to the whispers, no room for doubt. Parables drop stronger than gold faucets. Souls hydrated from divine prophets. Study the book, change perspectives. Carefully crafted, not too subjective. A year to reflect, learn and perfect. Patterns of grace that time can't deflect. Old Testament drops, deep and so real. Kings and warriors, covenant seals. Split that Red Sea, divine reveal. Commandments written, not made.